Hello and welcome to another replica reviews video. Now today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and yet again we're doing one of our chapter 2s, sort of our, I forgot to mention this in the first review but I don't want to say that in the title, so we'll call it a chapter 2. So today we're going to be doing it on the ASG PO9 Duty, which you can see on the right. It's a pretty new gun from ASG, distributed here in the UK by Highland Outdoors. Now I thought, after the review that we'd done, there was just a few things that I'd missed out really, and the obvious conclusion really was to do a quick side-by-side with the PO7. So, seeing as I have this one here, and this one's currently on loan from my local dealer, thought it'd be a perfect time to do this. So, a couple of things that I think I forgot really. Now first off, obviously it's the size difference. Now the PO7, which was the first one to come out, is obviously a lot smaller. PO9 is a bit bigger. Now for a lot of people that might seem a little bit kind of pedantic, but a few people have complained that the grip is too small on this one. The other main difference for this one obviously is the PO7 is BB and the PO9 is a pellet blowback. So I thought I'd do a few little comparisons like that just to show you, and also a couple of little gripes. Now my main gripe really with the PO9 was with the PO7 you could just lock the slide back like so. It looks really cool, and then when the last shot is fired it locks back in place. Now due to the mechanics of this gun, the PO9 has no slide lock, that doesn't function. Now for some people this may be an issue. For me personally I think it's a bit sad, because in the grand scheme of things, even if it just locked for the sake of locking, it's better to have that rather than just having something that's non-functioning, because they've gone to all the time and the effort. This the slide release catch is metal, so they've obviously gone through some thought and cost as well to get that on the gun. You could have just molded it into the frame, but it's a separate part, so it would have been good even if it was just functioning. Now my main concern with this gun is something that I picked up on the PO7 and I mentioned in our review for it, and that is the front sights. Now the front sights on the PO7 were renowned for simply sliding off. The posts during the blowback would literally just blow straight off the front. Now I've glued this one in place now. This is the second PO7 I've ever owned. The first one was returned to Highland because it self-destructed basically. The slide was blowing too far back and came off the sight, and it blew the front post off. Now a lot of people were concerned that with the new PO9 this would also be the case. Now we fired this one a few times, not too much, and so far there haven't been any problems, but I have seen reports of them coming off, which is a bit of a concern. So if you do buy one of these guns, what I would advise you do, just take the post off. If it looks slightly wobbly, just dab a little bit of glue, put the post back on and then leave it. My other real concern with the PO9 is if I flip the guns over like so, this probably isn't going to be the neatest thing in the world, there's also a gap between the slide. Now on the shooting side, as I call it, with all your controls, it's really flush and it sits perfectly seated against the top of the frame. Whereas on this side you can almost, I don't know if it's going to come out in the camera, but you can almost see a gap forming along here. And this kind of just pushes me away from the idea that it's as solid as it thinks. I think, that's probably me just being fussy. At the end of the day, it's still a really solid gun. My other concern really was the ASG triggers. Now with the PO7, the trigger pull here is about half a mile before you actually get to the bite point. So you have to travel all this distance and then it goes. Now when it does break, it's really crisp and it's really nice. However, as I said, it takes about half a mile to get there. Now the PO9 is a lot better. The break point is basically here. But because it's really hard to explain, but because it's using a rotary 8-shot magazine, it's almost like a double action feel, because every time you pull the trigger, it's cycling the magazine around one space. You can just hear it clicking. So although it's a blowback gun, essentially it's a double action trigger because it's rotating it round. That said, ASG have vastly improved the feel of the trigger. It does feel really nice to shoot, it's a lot crisper, and it doesn't feel like it's trying to eat its insides, which is a bit of a bonus. So that's it really for the chapter 2. It's only going to be a short, quick comparison between the two. If you want to check out the full tabletop review of the PO9, feel free to check the link out in the description. Also, if you go to our channel, you'll find a full link to the review on the PO7. Also, if you ever want to have a look, we've also done a full firing test of the PO9 as well. and that'll just show you how that got on in the real field. We'll show you how to load it, CO2 prepping, that kind of thing. Same again with the PO7. And if you want to see better pictures of either of these, a bit more information, or even just some close-ups, feel free to check out our Facebook page. Again, we'll put a link in the description. He says punch in the camera, so feel free to check that out. So if you got any comments, again, feel free just to post them below. Feel free to give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you for watching.